So, welcome to the lounge. From the title, you already see this, and I'm not gonna lie, I waited all day to make this video. I almost called out my regular job just to do this video. Like, shout out to my boss because I even told him. He laughed, and he even said like, yeah, if you would have called out and then I would have saw a video, I would have been like, motherfucker, excuse my lingo, but that's exactly his reaction. We laughed about it, joked off, but it was the fact that I waited all day to talk about this. This was like I originally was gonna do a video tonight anyway, or at least have it shot and be ready because I want to go over the now what with TikTok being gone, how the other platforms are a little bit harder and you're not gonna be able to do the same thing, and then all of a sudden it's back up. You know, everybody talked about the political stuff and all the conspiracy theories and all that. That wasn't the thought process that I was thinking about all day. I was thinking about the opportunity that was squandered with the people who are monetized. Because that was more my focus. The people that were monetized or they did video from the TikTok shop with the affiliated marketing and things like that. And now gone. I'm not gonna lie, I even ordered something from TikTok shop to help me more with the channel, or at least get my little practicing chops on because it was very inexpensive. But yet and still, I just wanted to work on things to better my channel. So I was kind of like, how I'm gonna track my order. That was honestly with myself personally with TikTok. That's what I was concerned about. Like, and for myself, I do things on like the short videos I do. That's usually on Instagram, Facebook, all of that stuff. It's on TikTok as well. And my goal to being on social media, because truth be told, I'm not a fan of it, but now creating content, it's kind of like I need to be in the know. I need to be in the now and all of that stuff. And right now on TikTok, everybody's talking about the child tax credit. I mean, there's no what's the word I'm looking for? There's no approval or denial. There's no but if you check out my video on history of child support, this whole situation might make you think a little differently or maybe come up with some actual questions. That was a little plug right there. Go check it out. So anyway, so from what I originally was going to talk about was how people are going to maneuver. How's money going to be paid? Do you got to get a regular job now and all of that stuff, right? And and I was just like, damn, like a lot of people were upset. Like you went to Instagram and other places, the crash out was crazy. It was like, oh my god. Even when I went in to check because I did a short and I was just checking the numbers and I got that message. Everybody knows the message. I might do a short just with the message. And and then I was looking just for things to talk about in the news cycle. I know it's Sunday, usually weekends is not a lot in the news cycle, and I saw Trump got TikTok back and all that. Everybody, so I went in, I saw the message, saw that message too. Maybe I should do a short with that too. I don't know. I might do from this to this. I haven't figured it out. But as I put in the title, the the lesson of learning financially with TikTok, right? So now that you have it back, and from a little bit of what I understand, because I probably have to still do a little research on it, but from what I understand, this is only temporary for right now while they figure it out. So, newsflash, this might not even be a guarantee. So, all you guys that are monetized on TikTok, if I were you, I would come up with a different stream to try to make money, and it's gonna be a little harder on the other, like YouTube and all that. It's gonna be a little harder. So you might have to have a backup with the backup to the backup, right? Like, today, like I said, normally I talk about, the things my mom has said to me as a kid when I was younger, but today I'm going to focus more on what the men in my life, my father, my uncles, my stepfather, like the things that they talk about, right? Because it is kind of related. Like, this is the perfect example of what my father would say. Like, he always taught me. Like, even though, if you saw my other videos, our relationship was wasn't the normal relationship. It wasn't whatever. But, he's passed. But he always told me, never go for the quick money. Never go for the short money. Because the short money, usually something always happens. It implodes within itself, and that's what TikTok really is. If you really want to break it down, like we can even take it the legal illegal stream of income, like the mob. The mob didn't even have one source of income. They had a few. They had the prostitution, they had the gambling, they had the what else did they have? They had, yeah, gambling, sports. They had all different streams of income. Like, like prohibition. Like, you just go back and look at prohibition. Once they made propelled that's what propelled the mob into the golden age, was prohibition. Legal, like, making alcohol illegal, and they made money. I'm talking millions. I mean, if you look at some mob history, like Al Capone during that time, he made millions. If you adjust it for real today's prices, I believe it's in the billions somewhere. They made money hand over fist. As soon as 1930 hit, bam, they reversed the decision. Now it was legal. But even during that time of prohibition, where they were making a lot of money, they still had brothels, they still had gambling. They even flew to Cuba to make casinos. So they had multiple streams. So when one went down, they had other things. And that's the lesson in TikTok. TikTok is not the only social media platform, streams of making money. And I know, like, some people might say it's too hard to make money, like on YouTube, or it's too hard on Instagram and Facebook, and it might not be ideal. And I get it. I understand it. But you guys put your eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? Like, because from what I understand, TikTok made people make billions combined, billions of dollars. And did anybody that got monetized or went viral, did they turn around and put their money in an IRA or savings or a CD or stocks, or they turn around and reinvest in their channel and grow it and cultivate it? No, they just figure, I'm gonna make a minute video and I'm gonna get this quick $1,000 or whatever the monetization numbers are. And then as soon as it went down, that's why everybody panicked, because they had no backup. Like, my stepfather always taught me, have a backup. Like, when I was younger, I wanted to do music and all of that stuff. And, like, even when I was making music a little bit with me and my friends, my family, things like that, we still had our regular jobs, right? And of course, who really wants to punch a clock? Like I even said earlier, I wanted to call out to make this video. So in other words, I was gonna call out from my paying job to do something I'm not getting paid for. Well, this is more passion, but still, nevertheless, it's just the idea of that sounds wild when you say it out loud. But because my eggs are not in one basket. And I learned that later in life. Like even though my father used to say, never go for the fast money. You just can't have one hustle. You gotta have multiple hustles, and that's the lesson I think that TikTokers really need to understand. You just can't have one hustle. You gotta have more than one. You gotta flip it. You gotta flip the money. You know what I'm saying? Keep the money long time. Like I even talked about mob history. A lot of those mobsters, their dreams were for their children to be senators, judges, lawyers. They wanted to be able to use illegal money to eventually make legal money. Jay Z, anybody? But the point that I'm trying to make from the financial standpoint is, did we learn the lesson? Do we understand the lesson? And you know what the sad part is? Like, and this is where my personal opinion comes in, because I know, like, lately my last few videos have really been about the financial assessments and things like that. But this is my personal opinion. Are people going to learn the lesson? No, they're not. They are not. And that's the sad part. That is the sad part of this whole situation. They're not going to learn from the lesson, and like I said, this is temporary backup. It could be shut down again. Probably didn't even make no plans. Didn't even look into it. You just saw your app is up, and yeah, yeah. Ooh, the Donald Trump child support thing. I don't know, because that's getting views right now. So if anybody becomes monetized off of that, guess what? You made some money. What you gonna do with it? Probably nothing. Buy some Jordans, something goofy. Like, you could take that money and invest even in the stock market, whether you like the stock market or not. At least it's something. If you're gonna blow that money away, might as well blow it away. Chances of making more money. Like when I did my 2025 goals, it's like, damn, right now I'm plugging all my old stuff because it's related to the new stuff. It's weird. It's weird. When I talked about my goals, when I said I wanted multiple streams of income, I want to be able to work from home, and even in that plan, I was still looking at having some type of regular job where I work from home until I'm in a place where I want to be with the streaming and all of this stuff. And so, if I were you guys, you know, to my TikTokers out there, I'm glad you got your platform back. Because there's no hate, no shade. I just really, really, honestly hope that you learned the lesson from the situation, because that's what it's all about. Learning the lessons of things that you have gone through. Because for that little time, you probably was like, how am I going to pay my rent? Car payment due in a week. How I'm going to pay my, because I used to cut on a video and my car payment bomb. So, you know, with that being said, I am probably going to look more into that, the child tax thing. Might look more into that because I want to revisit my history of child support and maybe do a compare and contrast and something like that. Uh, I'm probably gonna do some shorts, probably more so for the TikTok thing. It's just I know that a couple of these points were a little too much for the short format, so that's why I wanted to do a quick, long video, if you will. Um, Please comment, subscribe, like. Um, like I said, once again, congratulations that your streaming income is back. If we can't keep it, make your plans. Save away your money. It's like the ant and the grasshopper. I don't, if you don't know that story, it's a kid's story, but it's there's a lot of lessons in that. You know what I mean? The ant turned away, store his food during the summer for the winter. He worked all summer, worked all spring, worked all summer, while the grasshopper was hanging around. And when winter came, the grasshopper had no food. The ant had all the food. But I'm not gonna spoil the ending for you. If you haven't read that book, you should have read it. It's a shame, but if you didn't, it's a lesson within itself. So, with that being said, I got more work to do. Um, like, comment, subscribe, like I said before, and have a good night.